Hey guys, John Game Boy here. I'm going to be reacting to Emly Moor. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but thanks to one of my pals that suggested the idea of making this reaction stream, is basically to Emly Moor. So therefore, sorry, doing Discord at the same time, but still. It's about something, the Emly Moor Tower and a collapse, apparently. Posted about 3 years ago, seems like. So I'm going to be reacting to this, and, well, let's see what it has in store for me. Just going to make sure I share the screen first so you guys can see. Alright, there we go. So let's just wait for a few minutes for some people to join up. This way, hey, at least I'm being more fair about it. So yeah, let's go in, and each one or two members, well, I know one of them is going to be the usual pal of mine. Let's just say it was his idea for doing this reaction video for my channel. So yeah, hello Mikey. Let's start the stream then, shall we? Hope everyone could see it, cause just want to make sure. Alright, so is everyone's screen good before? Okay, cool. First reaction time. There's a tall water tower.
So today we're going to be talking about the beautiful Emly Moor transmitting tower, the jewel of Yorkshire, as everybody would say. So if you can see up there, there's Emly Moor mast, as we call it. It's the icon of Yorkshire. So anywhere you're driving in Yorkshire, you can pretty much see that. So the mast you can see behind me, the concrete one, is 1,084 feet high, which is 330 meters. So it is actually the tallest freestanding structure in the UK, so I'm told. And for many years, when the Shard was built in London, they were claiming that they were the tallest building in the UK. Now, technically, that wasn't true because this was. And the Shard had to change how they worded their claim. So later on in the life, because a newspaper called them out over it, and they said, actually, you're not. And the Shard then had to change it to the tallest residential or commercial building in the UK. It was something along them lines. They had to change the wording of it. So this mast behind me began transmitting in 1971. And it's now a grade 2 listed building, with it being such an iconic structure. And it's the 24th tallest tower in the world. So it's currently higher than the Canada Square in London, the Shard, which I've obviously just said, and also taller than the Eiffel Tower. But there are buildings obviously elsewhere that are bigger than this, but it is the 24th tallest tower in the world. Now, as you can see, there is another tall mast right next to it now. So back in 2015 or 16, they started to draw up plans to renovate the concrete tower here. So they needed to work on the antenna at the top and do a lot of upgrades on the tower itself. Now, because it's a live broadcast TV tower and it broadcasts all the channels and digital services across the Yorkshire region, to shut it down would mean a loss of signal. So what they've done is they've brought in this temporary mast here, just at the side, the steel one in the middle. They brought that in and hired it for 5 years. And that is going to be what they're going to broadcast all the TV stations from whilst they do the maintenance work on this one. So the maintenance work is now a couple of years into it. So there's probably another 2 years left of this one. But as you can see at the top, they've already replaced the antenna right at the top. There used to be a large white antenna at the top. Now it's like a steel lattice structure that you can see. It's a bit hazy today, so I'm hoping you can see that in the clouds. But they replaced the antenna at the top with a new one just recently. And now that new antenna is actually slightly shorter than the previous one. So it actually takes the height of the tower down by about 20 meters. So now it's about 310 meters or something like that. So it's actually reduced the height of the tower. So it's not as high as it was, but it's still higher than the Eiffel Tower. This tower here, like I said, is a temporary structure. It was built by helicopters. So they started at the bottom and built the first section here. And then they brought in helicopters to lower the next sections in and build it that way. This is actually supported by guy cables. As you can see, I don't know if you might be able to see that. You can just see the cables coming down here. And they are concreted down in the field by massive concrete bases just down there. And they go all the way around. So that one is a cable supported tower, whereas the other one is a concrete structure. So that doesn't need any support whatsoever. Now, when I left to come up here this morning, it was actually really bright and sunny. It was beautiful, especially for January. It was really nice. But as I've made my way over here, the temperature has dropped and it is now cloudy and really overcast, especially up here. We're about 1,500 feet above sea level where I am now. So you do get the weather up here. Now, for anybody living in Yorkshire, they will all know where this tower is. So as soon as you say Emly Moor Tower or the tower on the top of the hill, everybody knows where it is. Because from any vantage point in Yorkshire that's high up, you can see this tower. And I've even seen it as far north as Darlington on the A1M1. I've seen it definitely further south than Sheffield. West, you could probably see it from Saddleworth Moor. And then on the east, you could probably see it as far as the Drax Power Station. And even if you stood on the Humber Bridge, you could probably see it from there as well. So it's very iconic in Yorkshire. The tower is now operated by Arqiva. Now they manage and run the tower and manage the broadcasting services that run through the tower. That's digital, radio, and all the TV channels as well. So they manage all of that. Now you can probably see that, but it does have a viewing platform right at the top of the tower. Now they do run special competitions throughout the year sometimes to enable people to get tickets to go up there. And they also run it as a charity auction on eBay where they auction tickets off for charity to go up the tower. I would absolutely love to go up there.
I wouldn't.
I bet the views are absolutely amazing from up there. Now the lift inside, there is a lift up the middle. That takes 7 minutes to get from the bottom right to the viewing platform up there. Now, obviously, it's quite hard to go up there, and they can't open it as a tour.
Just a reference. If I was ever there to go up that high, I'd probably piss myself actually, because I can only handle a certain amount of heights, and here I am seeing that because my mom would probably get to scare the crap out of her too, because of the way the height goes and what you might look below. God, it'd be a nightmare.
Tourist thing, because there's live equipment in the room at the top. They use it to power the antennas and things like that and program the antennas. And there's a lot of radiation up there as well. So they've got to, they can only do it at certain times of the year. It's really tricky to get up there.
Collapse. Whoa. that's early.
Everything you know is in your mind.
Dude, that would drive me absolutely insane if I was living without that for weeks. Just thought it'd be an excellent answer. Well, I didn't mind heights when I was a kid back then, but then again, well, for nowadays, it's a little afraid of heights. Like I said, I can only have a certain amount of height, so, well, that'd be your answer right there.
Are you all
I went to the top of the fort towers before, though, which was height, and it is somewhat scary, but I didn't mind it.
So I brought you here to the Huddersfield Sailing Club. Now, while we're here, what we're going to look at is the remains of the collapsed Emly Moor Tower. So like I said in the video just, they used the bottom section of the tower, the section that was intact when it collapsed, and they donated it to this sailing club to use as their control tower for their yacht racing, so they could watch the yachts from high above. And they've still got the bottom section of the tower that still has the door as well, intact at the bottom. And it's just behind me here. So if you can see the white tower behind me, that's the bottom end of the collapsed Emly Moor mast.
Oh.
Now what I'm going to do is head over there and just give you a closer look.
Seems like a nice predictable scenery.
So the white steel structure there is the bottom end of the Emly Moor mast, the collapsed section. It goes down there to ground level.
Oh, man, that is
and there's a
cool.
doorway in there, which is the original doorway still in the mast. Now I think it's been rendered, but it looks the same size.
We're almost on the reaction video, so oh man, seeing stuff like that can leave down different histories. I will admit, for something that's been destroyed but yet intact and uses for something else, well, that's called recycle and reuse for these nowadays here. Well, almost for the recycle part. Just saying. Wow. Well, I guess it does have its history after all. The radiation is definitely a scary thing. I wish I knew how the radiation was coming up there. But yeah. Oops. Ah, sorry. Just click on silent by accident. And that's basically the Emly Moor Tower in collapse. Hope you guys really enjoyed the video and the live stream reaction. But let me know if you want more of these kind of stuff. Leave your suggestions down below in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.